Yes, yes, this is Uncle T Boxing, and I'm here at the Okoli workout, video workout, and one of his main friends, topboxer Sadiq. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm out here.
You're here?
Yeah,
okay.
how are you?
That's what I like to hear. Now, for those that don't know you, what weight do you fight at then?
Super middleweight.
Super middle?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you make that easy?
Light.
Light work?
Truthfully, I can make anything over welter. So
Over welter?
anything over welter I can make.
So you can make middleweight, you reckon?
I can make light middle. I can make anything over welter.
You can't make light middle, man. Stay away from my weight division. What's wrong with you, man?
You don't want me
Stay
to
where
make
you
it.
are. Stay where you are. Stay where
No,
you
but I
are.
don't think I'll do it. I say I can make it, but
Yeah.
it won't be nice. It won't, you
Yeah.
know. I'd have to do a lot of things I'd rather not. So super middle is where I'm comfortable at, and that's where I'm at for now.
Okay. So how tall are you?
6'3".
6'3", and you reckon you can make?
I know.
You know.
I know. Oh, the middleweight's light. It's light middle does a push.
There's a Cooley's brother right there.
I will make middleweight. Bro, I eat on the same morning I weigh in.
What? And the
I
same morning?
don't skip any meals for fights. I don't skip any meals at all.
I remember I saw an interview with you once with Coogan, I think. Was it Coogan?
Yeah.
And you drank a little bit of water on the day of the weigh-in.
There you go. Drink water before the weigh-in, after breakfast in the morning is light.
Yeah, but light middle is a bit of a stretch though.
Yeah, you lot don't want me there, it's alright, I'm not coming.
Light middle is a bit of a stretch. But, so, my guy, the thing about you is the first time I met you, well, I knew of you, you was like a chief sparring partner for James the Girl. That was the first time I figured, but I'd like to know a little bit more before that situation.
Right.
How was your amateur experience?
So I started boxing with a guy called Tony Sese. Shout out Tony Sese, my G. Got me onto a straight path, taught me a lot of valuable life skills that I'm still employed today.
Yeah.
So I started with him, then went on to Repton. At Repton I won several national titles and international titles, got to box for England. Then I took some time out of boxing. Well, I decided to stop boxing actually.
Yeah.
I went off doing charity work abroad, travelling, backpacking, all that sort of stuff. And I came out with the intent to start in business.
Yeah.
But the only way I knew how to stay fit was boxing.
Yeah.
So I was still in Repton, still staying in the boxing gym. And through that, when fights or tournaments would come up, they'll be like, oh, Umair, do it. And then I'll be like, oh, you know, whatever, then I'll do it. But then I'll do it and I'll win. So it was something that I was just always good at. I enjoyed doing it. It's the only way now I know how to stay fit. I did it for 4 years for fitness before I actually started fighting.
Yeah.
But in the process of doing all that stuff, you know, just taking fights on like 5 days notice and whatnot, I beat the English ranked number 3 at the time without even knowing that that's what he was. The Nigeria called me for the Olympic qualifiers for 2016.
2016?
So they asked me to come over and compete against the national champion and someone else that they had in the contention. The reason why they're aware of me is because 2012 I was actually on the team, but I had to come out based on injury. So for 2016 they said, look, come have another go. The head coach thought that I was the best hope they had. And when I went out there, I beat the 2 guys so convincingly that within a week they just said, yeah, you're the guy. So that was that. Stage training, I went for the Olympic qualifiers in Cameroon. Didn't get the decision in a fight that I believe I should have. So that was that. Then the next opportunity to qualify for the Olympics was in Azerbaijan, in the World Olympic qualifiers. Nigeria weren't going to it, but I took time off my office job at the time in accountancy, 6 weeks off, unpaid. Managed to source the funding for myself and other people, sponsors and whatnot. And I went out to Azerbaijan again, did my thing, but then I boxed a competition number 1 seed from Russia. And again, dominating performance, had GB and McCool every round telling me I was doing great, but then the decision went to him again. So after that, I just decided to turn pro. I didn't make it to the Olympics, but I hold myself up to Olympic caliber because that's where I'm at. With fair judging, that's literally where I would be at. So, you know, I'm an accomplished amateur. Now as a professional, I don't see any reason why I should be wasting time fighting people losing records. I want to go straight into it and fight competitive fights against relatively elite fighters until I establish myself more as a pro, season myself as a pro, and then I can knock onto the world level.
Okay. Before we get by the way into this pro situation, question. Is there any famous pro right now that you boxed up that you had a fight with in the amateurs?
Even if I did, I wouldn't say that because that starts unnecessary tension.
Yeah.
But I boxed a few good names in the amateurs. I boxed a lot of guys who are like, maybe finalists or champions and stuff. Joshua Boatsi, someone a lot of people know I boxed.
Oh, you boxed Josh?
Yeah, Josh Boatsi, London finals. Take it easy.
Were the London finals?
Yeah, London finals.
What weight was that? Sorry.
That was light heavy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I told you to stay around that sort of area, man. Just leave the live video alone, please. Yeah.
Just be leave live video alone.
I beg.
Unless someone pays me $5 million, it's on record. Unless someone pays me $5 million.
Listen, if they pay me $5 million, I'll welcome you as well. We can have a scrap. I don't mind.
Calm.
But so how was the experience with Joshua Boatsi? Did he hit hard?
I mean, I don't remember him hitting hard. Honestly, I haven't been hurt in fights or anything like that, so I don't necessarily remember anything extraordinary. It was a good fight, it was a very good scrap. Mixed opinions after the fight, but Josh was a good fighter. He went on to win the ABAs that year, so there's no shame in that, regardless of whether I agree or not with the decision. There's no shame in that. He's a great guy. He's doing really well today, and I'm really happy for him. Okay,
that's good. Now let's fast forward to your pro ranks now. You're still quite a novice, right? In terms of your record so far. On paper, obviously. Till you prove otherwise. How many fights have you had now?
I've had 2 pro fights so far. Should have been 4 actually by now.
Yeah.
So headliners getting injured and stuff like that has been pushing shows back.
Okay. What show was it?
So there was the one with Zolani Tete and all that in February the 9th. That got pulled up. And then there was April the 14th with Billy Joel, which has now been rescheduled to June the 23rd.
Okay.
So my next fight is actually going to be on that. I know to June 23rd.
Okay,
hit me up, topboxer.com for tickets.
I'm going to put that in the subtitles as well. So you're going to be on that one. Do you know how many rounds that's going to be?
That's going to be my first 6-rounder.
First 6-rounder.
And my 3rd fight.
Okay.
So clearly, like I said, I'm not trying to stick around.
Okay. Yeah. I can see you're not trying to stick around because as I follow your on Instagram and things like that, I see you got like a little, I don't know, is there a tip or a little disagreement with the English? Is it currently the English champion?
It's very simple. I'm not going to shed any light on his name by saying it, because I'm still standing by the
What's his name? Danny?
He's not relevant enough. The only thing that makes him relevant is the English
You just know you've got problems with the English champion.
So all it is I want to be boxing for the English title.
Yeah.
And it's not that I'm trying to fast track and jump the queue.
Yeah.
It's that I'm an accomplished amateur. I'm an Olympic level amateur. I should not be fighting people with losing records. Yeah. I started fighting elite fighters from my 9th amateur fight. Yeah. Pretty much all my boxing career, all I know to do is fight elite fighters. So I've looked to the English champion and the other people around that level. I believe I'll beat them. So I'm going for it. I'm calling them out. He comes out with he's going to slap me when he sees me and all the rest of it. There's no need for that. He's a professional fighter, I'm a professional fighter. I'm calling you out, you're the champion, you have a title, that means people are going to want it. I'm one of the people who wants it, I believe I'll beat you, and I'm calling you out for it. At first he was saying, oh, you're just calling me out to ride off my name. No one knows you, and I'm not shedding any more light on your name. It's really not about that, it's about the fight. So, he's talking about wanting to slap me and all the rest of it. That's all up to him. Whatever he decides he wants to do when he sees me, we'll see how that goes. But ultimately, what I want was a man with ambition who wants to maintain and keep my professional boxing license. I'd rather fight him in the ring, take his title, or knock on some world honours. Okay.
Do you know how many fights he's had?
He's 16-0.
16-0?
Yeah.
And you're 2-0?
Yeah.
And you won that fight right now?
Records don't faze me. On my 11th fight, I boxed a guy that had 123 fights. There was European bronze medalist, and I beat him convincingly. And the list goes on. None of that matters. To me, if you're skilled enough, you believe in yourself, and you naturally know how to fight, which I do, then it doesn't matter. Okay,
some serious talk. I'll be looking forward to see how that goes. Do you reckon Frank Warren is going to do that fight anytime soon?
I hope so. I would really love for that fight to happen this year. So it doesn't need to be my next fight after the O2. I know that might be a bit of a push. But so long as it happens this year sometime, I'll be really, really happy with Frank. So Frank, you're the dream maker, make this one happen.
Okay. Now let's move on to like world stage, because you did mention it. Who do you think, name your top 3 guys in your weight class right now? I did one in my Instagram, I don't know if you saw it.
It's hard, man.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of them need to have certain fights to define them in certain ways.
Yeah.
And ideally they would box each other as well to define them in that way. So I don't know, man.
Could I give you, let me know what you think of my one. Hold on. Let me just try and okay, my number 1 was the Mexican Gilberto Ramirez.
Yeah. I nearly sparred him actually.
Did you?
Yeah, when I was out in America just 2 weeks ago, I nearly sparred him. But anyway,
okay.
go on, sorry.
Number 2 is George Groves.
Okay.
Number 3 is James DeGale, but I think he's just hanging on with the skin of his teeth due to his last 2 performances. Number 4 is David Benavides. And number 5 was the guy who just beat Andre Durrell, Jose Utatagu.
Yeah.
I'm sure I butchered his name, but that was my top 5.
Right.
What do you think of that?
It's not a bad list at all.
Yeah.
The only thing I would do is I'll substitute one of those guys for George Groves. I think people are sleeping on George Groves.
I did say George Groves.
Oh, you did?
Number 2.
Oh, right,
Number
okay,
2.
yeah. Then yeah, that's a good list.
Yeah.
That's a good list.
Who would you think is going to win the next fight? Against,
Groves and Smith.
Yeah,
I think if Groves is fully recovered from his shoulder injury, he's in there to give a problem. But then Joe Gallagher, Smith's trainer, is known to have very good game plans.
Yeah.
So is George and Shane McGuigan as well.
Yeah.
So Shane's George's trainer. Yeah. So it's going to be about who comes out with the best game plan and who's able to execute it best.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be a matter of this is what this fight is at and that's what that fight is at and simulate. It's going to be a battle of game plan. So when Groves fought EUBSNK, for example, a lot of people were arguing about who's going to win, and I actually said, if I was George Groves if I was in his team, the advice I'd give him is to keep it long, outwork EUBSNK at the inside, but if you're not getting the better of the exchange, hold him and swell. And then otherwise keep him at the end of the jab and use clever footwork, and that's exactly what he did.
Yeah.
So I think it's just going to be a game of game plans. But in terms, without sitting on the fence, I'm going to lean slightly towards George Groves simply because of the experience, and simply because the adversity he's had to go through, with Carl Froch and the likes of Badu Jack and all the rest of it. So he's been seasoned, he's been tested, he's had to find ways to win. He finished the EUBSNK fight with one shoulder hanging out. Yeah. So, you put all those things together, I think it's hard to go Smith's way without giving Groves a good chance.
That's good. What do you think of Chris Eubank Jr.?
I think he's good for boxing, so, first of all. A lot of people say he's only where he's at because of his dad. And quite frankly, I'm working really hard, not just for myself, but also for my family. And should I accomplish anything close or more than what Chris Eubank Sr. achieved, and that gives my kids a good platform in life, I'd feel like I've achieved what I set out to do. So, no hate. He's doing what he can. He's doing good with the platform he's been given. He clearly has great work ethic. He's got a very good engine in him. So good work rate, good aggression. Clearly a confident man who believes in himself. I think he's a good fighter, but. Boxing's about formulas, and I think there's a formula to beat him too. But ultimately, he's a good fighter and he's doing the most of what he has.
Well, I wasn't going to ask you, but when you said that formula stuff, would you fight him anytime soon, or you want?
So, this is a good indication as to why you should understand that when I say I want the English champion, I'm going to beat him. I don't think I'm prepared to fight George Groves right now. But give me a handful of fights more. Give me a handful of fights more, and I'd happily take that fight. Put it this way: I've had 2 fights now. I'd happily take that fight in less than 10 fights.
6.
Yeah, about 6, 7. I'll take that.
Okay. Well, you're not trying. You're making noise right now, and we're going to have to look forward. Time reveals everything.
Exactly.
And I've got you now at the early stage of your career, on tape, you know, with full of confidence. I look forward to catching you fight by fight and see how your career will go. But one more thing, you said you boxed from Nigeria. Was there any reason why you didn't want to wait and try and fight for the GB?
So remember I said I took time off of boxing?
Yeah.
Well, not time off, I actually just stopped boxing. I wasn't a boxer at the time. So by the time Nigeria called me to try for the Olympic team, the GB selection was already done.
Okay.
So that wasn't an option. It wasn't even something I was eyeing up anyway.
Yeah.
It was more, so when Nigeria called me up, I went to do it more as I can't pass up an Olympic opportunity. But in the process of getting ready for the Olympics, I fell right back in love with the sport. You know, I was always in love with it. I just, you know, like, there were certain things that happened that made me feel like I could be more successful in other fields of life.
Yeah.
But in that process, you know, that fire was ignited again, and I just realised that I've only got a small window of time in which I can box. It's not something I can put on the back burner and come back to. Whereas all the other things that I want to do, I still want to do them, but they can wait until after boxing. As a matter of fact, boxing would actually make a lot of them easier in terms of business and philanthropy and all that type of stuff. So I'm committing the next 9 to 10 years of my life to boxing, and after that I've got life after boxing.
Okay,
yeah.
That's brilliant. One more last thing. What part of Nigeria are you from?
My dad was from Kano, my mum is from Benue.
So you're up north?
I'm a northerner, so I'm not Yoruba, I'm not Igbo.
So you're Hausa?
Yeah, I get a lot of people asking me, you know, like, they'll speak like Yoruba to me, so I'm like, I don't really know what to say. Yeah.
Do you speak Hausa?
Kadang, which means a little bit. So, yeah,
well,
so and so.
You understand it?
Yeah, I thought I did until last time when I went and spoke to some Hausa people, and I was like, damn, man. Also, because I speak Spanish as well, so...
really?
Yeah, so when I try to speak Hausa and I find the words hard, I end up speaking Spanish. Because by default, that's my next language after English. So it's a shame. I'd love to learn Hausa a bit more, but we'll see how that goes.
Where did you learn how to speak Spanish?
I went to Nicaragua to do some charity work for 10 weeks. So that's it's a Central American country, Spanish speaking. Yeah. By the time I came back from there, I was conversational. I'm a very sharp guy. And I came back and I didn't want to waste it. I love the language so much, so I got online and I've done self-learning online. And today I'm conversational. I'm translating for the board. I've had to translate for the board twice when they've had foreign fighters that can't speak English.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So the board's got to put me in a payroll.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. All right then, Sadiq. Thanks for spending your time with Rocket T. Oh yeah. You've got your own vlog going on.
I've got your own channel. Vlog, YouTube.
Yeah.
Umar, topboxer Sadiq. Catch my vlogs. Yes. They're the best out there, man.
Okay. I'll look out for it as well.
You get plenty of insights into boxing, things you don't usually see in boxing, things that you'll learn about me myself too. Yeah. And more generally, it's just great entertainment. See, the only 10 minutes long, so catch them. YouTube. Umar, topboxer Sadiq. Twitter, Instagram, @topboxer Sadiq.
Thank you. Well, all the best in your future endeavors, and I'll speak to you soon. Rocket T signing out.